As a coach, it's my primary responsibility to help people do the best thing for themselves. What you may be aware of is the electrolyte push that you see everywhere. No matter if you're a fan of Elite FTS, you know that they're sponsored by an electrolyte company, or just any influencer out there right now pushing electrolyte solutions as the holy grail to performance. I want to talk about that today and try to clear some things up. First of all, the recommended daily allowance for sodium is about 2,400 milligrams. The typical American takes in about 3,500 milligrams. Now, your typical electrolyte solution is about 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So for a society that already is taking in over 1,000 above what the RDA is, an electrolyte solution is going to push that even higher. And electrolyte solutions aren't primarily just sodium. There's sodium, there's some potassium, and some of them have carbohydrates, and some of them have magnesium. Just depending on the brand, you have a varying solution to what it is that goes into that bottle or shaker cup of yours. So the question becomes, do I really need it? And my answer to there is, well, it kind of depends. For a distance runner who's running 4 to 5 hours during a training session, absolutely. Because you do need to make sure that you don't suffer from muscle cramps that can happen from loss of sodium. But if you're someone that just goes to the gym for 30 minutes to an hour, I think you should probably consider saving your money. One of the primary reasons why the electrolyte push has been going on is through this idea of hypernatremia, which is where your blood volume gets too much liquid. Basically, you drink too much water and it dilutes the sodium within your body, and it can kill you. People die from drinking too much water. So the thought is, well, take an electrolyte solution to try to balance that out. But practically speaking, I don't know anybody who actively drinks a ton of water during a practice or an event or anything. I just don't do it. I don't know these people, and I've been around athletics for a long time. So the downside of this is, again, the thought process might be, well, we need the sodium to increase hydration levels. So your sweat's primarily made up of water. Yes, a little bit of sodium and chloride as well. But when you lose sweat, when you sweat and you lose water, that also dilutes the blood and leaves you in a higher solution of sodium within the blood. So without proper hydration, not talking about replenishment of electrolytes here, but not without proper hydration, you end up with a blood that is highly saturated with sodium already. So I've given you two options here. I've given you two scenarios. One is hypernatremia, which is too little sodium. The reality of training, which is you have too much sodium in your blood, not enough volume of blood. And the third part now we need to evaluate is the role that sodium plays in glycogen replenishment, which is why some of these solutions have carbohydrate in them. They have carbohydrate in them because it provides a quick source of energy. And the sodium itself acts as like a binding agent to bring that glycogen, bring that sugar into the muscle and store it as glycogen. So what I am proposing for you is to save $40 a month on Element or whatever electrolyte solution that you push or that you currently love, and move to a different model. Maybe you salt your food a little bit more. Maybe you just drink more water in general during your training sessions, which will make sure you're hydrated. Perhaps have a pre-training meal. And that pre-training meal is one that I learned from listening to Stan Efferding, who's talking about people that train early in the morning, eating a hard-boiled egg, put either some hot sauce or a little bit of salt on it, and then drink some orange juice, which just gives you double the bang for the buck because you get your carbohydrates, which up your energy temporarily, gives you that fast energy source, which is why you feel better drinking drinking these electrolyte solutions that already have carbohydrate in them, but it also gives you a little bit of fat to stick to it, gives you a little bit of protein, and it stabilizes the blood sugar while you do this. So I think that's a very viable option, is to either salt your food more or just take a carbohydrate while you're training. John Meadows preached the use of intra-workout carbohydrates for a long time, and a lot of people didn't believe him. But the people that went ahead and tried it realized that they could train harder for longer. And he wasn't saying, take more salt. He's saying, just put some carbohydrate in your workout drink, and you're going to notice that your energy level is going to be higher and you're going to be able to train harder. So I want you to evaluate your budgets this weekend. If you're blowing $40, $50, $60 a month on electrolyte solutions, perhaps take a step back and rethink and say, what can I probably do that's going to be very low cost and provide a bigger bang for my buck in terms of training? And I believe the answer to that is probably take some carbohydrate, get a little bit of Gatorade powder or some dextrose, or if you're feeling fancy, some highly branched cyclic dextrin. Put that inside your intra-workout drink, and then see if that makes the change in your performance. Thanks for listening.